the most high-octane countdown show ever, bringing you the 10 biggest bonehead moves in NASCAR history.
What in the hell is Sterling doing?
From Robby being Robby.
Let him go.
Let him go.
To Juan Pablo going loco.
If he do this to me, I'm going to kill him.
From what was he thinking?
What? You can't do that.
He's obviously dreaming.
To Burton crashing Gordon.
What did I do wrong?
Yeah, what the hell were you thinking?
From a crew member playing chicken.
Oh, he did.
What is he thinking?
To Martin acting like a rookie.
Martin did that?
But only one could be number one.
He'll never live it down.
This is more than just a race to the finish line. It's a journey through time.
That's a bonehead move.
Buckle up and hang on. It's the 10 biggest bonehead moves in NASCAR history. This is number 10.
Junior. Oh, no! It takes out Earnhardt and Jimmy Johnson.
Anytime that you take out Jimmy Johnson and Dale Earnhardt Jr. at the same time, that's got to qualify as a bonehead move.
Not going to be a popular win for the 25.
It clearly was going to be a three-man battle. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jimmy Johnson, and Brian Vickers. Any one of those three drivers could win the race.
And I think Vickers' intention the whole time was to go with his teammate.
Brian was doing everything he could to help Jimmy, who was a teammate and a friend.
I made my move. He came to help me out and give me a nudge to help me by.
But he did something wrong.
He thought to himself, well, I could take out one of the most popular drivers in this sport, or I could take out two of them.
Bad judgment. That's all it was. He just misjudged by that half an inch.
It just didn't work.
He missed the hole by a few inches there and hit him a little too hard.
Turned Junior and I around, and off we went.
Clipped Johnson, sent Johnson into Junior.
You just don't do that.
You don't wreck him. That's the wrong thing to do at Talladega.
He took out two of the most popular guys in the sport.
Here we go all day long. I had a great chance to make up some points, and end up getting crashed by a teammate.
That's when you think, oh my gosh, this is a boneheaded move.
You don't take out the leader. You don't take out your teammate. You don't take out Dale Earnhardt Jr. at Talladega.
That was a bonehead move? Didn't he win?
When you get down to the end of it, if you're the one pulling into victory lane, you're the one that won the race.
It's not how I wanted to win it, but it's nice to get a win for this 25 car. It's been a long time.
Number 9.
You ever have one of those moments where halfway through doing something colossally stupid, you realize that you're doing something colossally stupid?
Had to wave the caution because a mechanic walked out halfway out to the racing surface.
All of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye,
I see a crewman run out there.
And I see a crew member running out after the tire. Going, no, don't.
what's going on?
Is he
These cars were literally coming out of turn number 4.
And we were going about 200 miles an hour.
What in the world is he doing?
You could get killed.
You can see it's halfway across that grass.
Any crew member, his first reaction is, man, I've got to get that tire. You're one-track mind, and I got to get that tire.
He just knew he had to get that tire.
Obviously wasn't thinking clearly enough to know not to do that.
Listening to the radios of the drivers that day.
I saw a guy running across the racetrack. I said, what is he doing?
I don't know, if I was a crew guy, it's not worth grabbing a tire.
Jimmy did what came into his mind, which was capture that tire, make sure it doesn't go out on the racetrack.
Yeah, that's a guy dedicated to his job.
Wow, this changes everything.
Man, a lot of people were pissed.
I just messed up big time.
Smartest thing one's ever done.
To me, that was one of the craziest things that ever happened.
I want that guy working for me. I want him chasing a tire across the track. That's what he has to do.
Number 8.
Harvick pounded Robby Gordon to try and get back on the lead lap.
Well, that's not really a bonehead move when you're talking about Robby Gordon.
Let him go right here.
That's just Robby Gordon.
Robby Gordon is worried about a lap car, and he lets Tony Stewart take the lead.
If you know Robby, this is the perfect scenario for him. Robby's bonehead move is he's a racer.
He's just so intent on battling that one guy who's next to him right at that very moment.
If the pace car comes on the track with 10 laps to go, Robby really wants to pass it.
He's going to race as hard as he can, lap after lap after lap after lap.
He was going to win that race. Harvick was a lap down.
Do you really want to hold him up, or did you just let him go?
And for whatever reason, he decides to pick a fight with Kevin Harvick over the last couple of laps.
I just don't think this would be my strategy right at this point.
Robby, let him go. Let Harvick go.
Let him go.
Let him go right here, let him go.
Don't race him.
He's a lap down.
You can win this thing.
And he just couldn't resist.
And gets all hammered up with racing Kevin Harvick.
And Robby takes himself out.
Robby Gordon is worried about a lap car, and he lets Tony Stewart take the lead.
It's sort of a tin cup sort of move. Don't lay up, go for it.
That is quintessential Robby Gordon.
That's just the competitor in him.
And Stewart will get his 11th career Winston Cup victory.
To me, it was one of the dumbest things that I've ever seen on a racetrack.
Proved to everyone why one of the greatest race car drivers who's ever driven a race car will never get the trophies that he should have because, well, he was robbed.
Number 7.
White flag. Get yourself on. Let's go get it now.
2008 Kansas Speedway, one of the all-time head-scratcher moves by Carl Edwards.
There we go. Oh, God. Right. It is the car stick. Here comes Jimmy Johnson. He's in the wall.
So we're down to the final lap of Kansas. Jimmy Johnson, Carl Edwards.
Half a lap away from the checkered flag.
He knew that he had to do something to try to get by Jimmy. He had to go into that corner hotter than hot.
Carl says, you know what? I'm gonna wind it up. I'm going to fire it in there.
Carl Edwards is going to go to the bottom.
Jimmy goes down into turn 3. Carl just doesn't turn down.
There we go.
He cut right across the front bumper of Jimmy Johnson.
He goes by Jimmy like a bat out of hell.
It is the car stick.
And kept going and going and going and bam.
You see Jimmy's head whip around like, what was that?
Where'd he come from?
He did that on purpose.
It was like a video game.
Played a lot of video games where you can just run it in the wall and hold it wide open.
He's going to bounce off the wall and win.
That's what I did, but it didn't work out quite the same as a video game.
I don't know why it didn't work in real life.
It does not work in real life.
And then reality sinks in.
Jimmy just slowed down, let him go by, hit the wall, and beat him back to the line.
And Johnson will take the win. How good is that?
I saw the slide job coming and dodged it and got a 1.
The fact that he tried it in the car,
That's my kind of race car driving.
definitely a top 5 bonsai move.
Next, Marcus Ambrose cutting his engine and Juan Pablo losing his cool.
Turned off the car.
Cuts the engine off. Terrible way to finish. I'm not sure he'll ever get over that.
42 car was too fast on pit road.
Too fast is too fast.
I'm going to kill them.
When the 10 biggest bonehead moves in NASCAR history returns. Time now for the honorable mentions that just missed the 10 biggest bonehead moves in NASCAR history.
Al picked on the wrong guy.
That's what he's supposed to do. You're supposed to be racing for the win.
Not gonna win most popular driver when you wreck Dale Earnhardt Jr.
I mean, it appeared blatant.
Everyone thought Kyle Busch is going to need security to get out of this place.
Whether it's fair or not, he's going to need some security.
It looked like inclement weather.
They send a young crew member over to check the radar.
He goes down to the NASCAR weather station.
It's green. It looks great.
I tell Davey, let's pit next time by.
Green is rain.
It rains cats and dogs.
And Daryl's sitting out there as the leader of the race.
He gives Darrell Walter the win.
We lose the $1 million.
And that's why they lost the race.
Lucky break for that Budweiser crew, though.
This is number 6.
I'm not sure why Marcos thought it was a great idea to shut the engine down on an uphill, but that's what he chose.
Marcus Ambrose, of course, the great road racing driver from Australia, was looking for his career first win.
He's there on the track. He's outrunning everybody.
Looks like he's the man to beat.
Had the car to beat.
You have got the race won.
He'd gone toe-to-toe all day long with Jimmy Johnson, but every time was able to fend off Jimmy.
He was trying to save fuel.
For unexplained reasons, he turned off the car.
Cuts the engine off.
Shut his engine off going uphill.
Violated the laws of physics.
He waited till the last minute to fire the engine up.
When he goes to refire the engine, nothing.
Ambrose is stopped on the track.
What were you thinking? Going uphill, killing the engine. And NASCAR's rule is if you don't maintain pace car speed, you lose your spot.
I mean, that is huge for a driver to make a mistake like that and take himself that far out of the race.
Ambrose goes from the sure winner to the GOAT of the day.
I know he's kicking himself for whatever went wrong there, but he had to maintain pace car speed, and they said he had to go back behind the 9, and I said, okay, I'll take this, and off I went.
Very painful to watch.
Yeah, that deal broke my heart.
That was the dumbest move that I think I've ever seen a driver make.
Disappointment for Marcus Ambrose. He winds up 6th, guys, on a big mistake.
I'm just going to go home and see my wife and kids and give them a hug, and I'll get them next week. Terrible way to finish. I'm not sure he'll ever get over that.
He'll never live it down.
Marcus Ambrose lost his first Cup race at Infineon because of a bonehead move stopped on the racetrack.
Number 5.
Kevin Lepage at Talladega, one of the biggest bonehead moves I've ever seen made. I was involved in it.
Watch this, watch this.
A huge mistake on Kevin Lepage's part to pull up front of this group.
When I first saw Kevin Lepage pull out, I thought, no. You know, he's a veteran driver.
And he's rolling down pit road.
He saw him in this mirror.
The whole pack's coming up for.
Look out, here comes the pack.
He's not going to do this.
And I'm like, what?
They're all going to blow by you, so just stay low.
What?
He's not going to do this.
And here comes the pack.
Says, I'm just going to pull right out in front of traffic.
And the dumbass still pulls out in front of the pack.
My eyeballs get like this.
Everybody started trying to move over.
Oh, we got a spin. It's a tap for balls.
Right behind you.
Oh, my gosh.
Kind of should have stayed down on the apron.
I have no earthly idea what Kevin was thinking.
He's obviously dreaming.
This is what you call brain fade.
Oh, the big one in turn one, heavy contact, cars in the walls.
I can believe that out of a rookie, but you're a veteran. How dumb can you be?
That was a veteran.
I realized that he's just not that bright.
It's kind of like the little old lady getting onto the freeway.
Usually I always pull out in front of traffic.
Yeah, they're going almost 200 miles an hour. They'll all just stop and let you out, Grandma.
He's in the middle of the biggest crash in the world that he started.
And it ended up being a pretty big mess.
One of the scariest things I've ever seen.
It was a bad call.
There's 40 other guys up there trying to spot these things. They couldn't see me coming out of this with this red and yellow race car. Then maybe they need to get new spotters.
He just doesn't make bonehead moves, but that was a colossal bonehead move.
Number 4.
There comes the leader, Juan Pablo Montoya, for his final stop.
When you have a car that's that dominant and you have one pit stop to make, don't screw up.
42 car was too fast on pit road in 2 different segments.
You know, I never badmouth NASCAR, but if they do this to me, I'm going to kill them.
Juan Pablo Montoya was the dominant driver by far in that race.
This was his race.
You're dominating the Brickyard 400.
He's got the race won.
Juan was going to win this race.
Had the Brickyard 400 trophy, had it in the bag,
In his hand.
right up until he got caught speeding.
42 car was too fast on pit road.
He comes down pit road under green.
And goes down pit road.
He was right there up against the edge, and he was speeding.
I would have to throw the BS flag on that one.
You know, the eye in the sky has the electronic timing. They see and they know.
Too fast is too fast.
Got busted.
And it takes him out of contention.
I swear on my children and my wife, I was not speeding.
It meant nothing.
There's absolutely no reason for him to be speeding.
Probably not the smartest move.
It lost him the race.
He was mad. He was real mad.
They do this to me, I'm going to kill them.
I just wouldn't have wanted to be the guy to tell Juan, hey, you know how you thought you were going to win? That's not going to happen.
And I can't change it. It's what it is, and we just move on.
They better look at that. Tell them to look at it closer. I think I got to either oil on the tires or something.
The Montoya reaction in car was epic.
Thank you, NASCAR, for screwing my day.
Thanks, NASCAR.
Whether you're right or wrong or whatever happened, it's what it is.
One of the biggest miscalculations and goofs in the history of the sport.
Next, Sterling trying to get away with one. And Martin stopping short of the checkers.
You can't do that.
Oh, he can't do that.
Everybody's watching.
He got caught.
Came off the racetrack.
Pulls off the racetrack.
The race had another lap to go.
That's the stupidest thing ever done.
When the 10 biggest bonehead moves in NASCAR history returns. Welcome back to the 10 biggest bonehead moves in NASCAR history.
One of those. Let me start over.
Okay, I got this.
Let's back up.
I'm not. I'm just kidding.
Say ass.
Wow. Oh, let me go again.
2007.
I can't talk without using my hands.
I don't have anything to say.
Ready to rattle it off. One more.
Sheepman, that's not a term.
Take 2.
This is number 3.
Jeff Burton spinning down the inside.
Sterling Marlin, been unbelievable that day.
It was getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Sterling Marlin, he's got damage. He must have hit Gordon.
Sterling had some fender
The
damage.
race is not over. They're going to red flag the event.
They red flagged it. Everybody's piled up on the backstretch. Everyone is sitting there stopped.
And then,
All of a sudden,
Sterling Marlin is jumping out of his car.
it was one of those,
Did he just...
what in the hell?
did he really?
Why is he getting out of the car?
What was he thinking?
You can't do that.
Did he think, no one's going to notice? What the hell? I'll just get out here and fix it.
He's going around to look at the right front fender.
And he goes over and he starts pulling on the fender.
Pulling that fender out.
Tries to repair the damage.
He's tugging on the fender.
Oh, he can't do that.
Sterling knows just as well as everybody, you can't touch the car in the red flag. You can't do that.
Even I know you can't do that.
It was like he didn't think anyone was watching.
That was right on national television. Everybody's watching. He got caught.
You can't work on your car under the red flag. That's the NASCAR rule.
The second Sterling touched that fender,
NASCAR official just flew that door open.
He's like, what? How'd you know I was doing this? And immediately moves him to the back of the field.
Ward Burton wins the Daytona 500.
Checkered flag is up, and Ward Burton is going to win the 44th Daytona 500.
The excuse he tried to use, he pulled out the Earnhardt car.
Well, I seen Earnhardt doing it at Richmond one time, so he got out and cleaned his windshield off, so I thought it was okay. I guess it was.
He's just a good old boy from Tennessee, and that definitely showed he's definitely got some country in him to this day.
Unbelievable story.
All-time greatest bonehead move ever.
Number 2.
When anything ever happens on the racetrack where we say, why did he do that? We always measure it against Mark Martin at Bristol in the Nationwide race.
I can't believe anybody else would be that stupid.
Mark Martin's going to win the race.
Yo, Mark had that race in Bristol won.
All he has to do is come back around to the start-finish line.
Mark Martin is going to get the white flag.
Came around to get the white flag.
He took the white.
Thought it was the checkered flag. Thought it was over. Thought the race was done.
He's coming down pit road.
Came off the racetrack.
He pulls off the racetrack.
Pulled into the pits.
Came down pit road.
What's going on?
He went toward victory lane.
Only problem was, we're not open yet.
Wait a minute, Mark, the race is not over.
The race had another lap to go.
Whoops. Not done yet. Well, it is now.
I don't believe it.
Mark Martin did that?
One of the greatest drivers the sport has ever seen had a lapse in concentration.
What happened?
There was a lap to go. There were 2 laps to go. Who can tell? It's hard.
You know something? Somebody else will do it probably one day.
I can't believe anybody else would be that stupid.
And David Green ended up winning that race.
David Green won the championship that year. That's the only race he won.
David Green is going to win the race. I've been pulling for David Green to win really hard, but that's not like that.
He was so anxious to get the victory lane, he didn't bother to come back and get the checker.
I'm not going to just give that to Mark. I'm going to give that to the crew chief. I'm going to give that to the spotter. I'm going to give that to the owner. I'm going to give that to anybody that had a radio on their hip.
That's the stupidest thing ever done. There's nothing else I can say.
It's the dumbest thing he ever did in his career.
Mark's going to hear about that one until the end of time.
Thought it was over. Dinner will be ready at 5.
Next, the biggest NASCAR bonehead move of them all.
Under caution.
Took out Jeff Gordon.
Yellow's been out.
What did I do wrong? Oh, there's Jeff Burton.
Looks pretty pissed.
Somebody hand some boxing gloves out.
You're that mad, just start swinging.
When the 10 biggest bonehead moves in NASCAR history returns. Welcome back. We've brought you 9 of the biggest NASCAR bonehead moves so far.
Missed the hole by a few inches there and hit him a little too hard.
Turned Junior and I around.
That's the wrong thing to do at Talladega.
I see a crew member.
What in the world is he doing?
You could get killed.
Do you really want to hold him up, or just let him go?
Let him go.
Let him go.
That's just Robby Gordon.
He goes by Jimmy like a bat out of hell.
Where'd he come from?
It worked in the video game.
Turned off the car.
Cuts the engine off.
What were you thinking?
Tell her what to finish.
Oh, we got a spin. It's a 10 for Wells.
Might have should have stayed down on the apron. Too fast is too fast.
And he was speeding. Got busted.
He was real mad.
You do this to me, I'm going to kill them.
You can't touch the car in the red flag.
You can't do that.
Everybody's watching.
Came off the racetrack.
Pulls off the racetrack.
And the race had another lap to go.
Not done yet. Well, it is now.
That's the stupidest thing ever done.
But now it's time for the biggest NASCAR bonehead move of them all. This is number 1.
7th caution. Oh no, and Jeff Gordon. Where in the world? He's over at the exit turn and Jeff Burton involved.
I've often asked the fans, don't they have something better to do than get excited about two 40-year-olds fighting?
Well, we've got a fight breaking out. Yeah, Jeff's not happy. Jeff Gordon not happy.
I see the caution flag come out.
Under caution.
Under caution.
The yellow's been out, and I see this smoke behind me.
You see all this smoke coming out of turn 2 on the opposite end of the racetrack.
What the heck's going on?
So they go into turn 2, under caution, I might add.
All of a sudden, Jeff Burton goes up and whacks Jeff Gordon. Turns Gordon completely around in the corner.
And a power move and shoving him into the wall.
Turned right, took out Jeff Gordon, put him in the wall.
Hard contact for the 24.
It looked real deliberate.
Me like Burton did that on purpose.
What did I do wrong?
You spun him under caution and you wrecked him. Everybody has road rage. Just call it what it is.
I turned left and he was turning left and we just hung up, and when we hung up, off we went.
Jeff Burton's not like that. So unlike Jeff Burton.
That's about two of the most unlikely guys you would expect to see in this situation.
Jeff, what the hell were you thinking?
That might have been the dumbest move I've ever seen by somebody that everybody thinks is smart.
For Jeff Gordon to be just a little bit peeved over that one is probably understandable.
Jeff is out of the car and appears to be okay.
Gordon gets out of his car.
He's marching up the backstretch.
He looks pretty pissed right now.
Burton gets out of his car.
I could tell by Burton's manner that he was wanting to talk.
You'll try to be a man about it and stand up and say, hey, you know, the primary cause of that was me.
I'm like, oh, this is not going to be good.
I'm like, I don't think he's wanting to talk, buddy.
These boys are not happy. Woo, get on!
Somebody hand some boxing gloves out because they're going to go after each other.
If you're that mad, just start swinging.
Well, we got a fight breaking out. There weren't even words exchanged. This was in your face.
I don't know that I call that a fight. A little two-hander to the chest, that's a disagreement.
You're that frustrated as Jeff Gordon was, at least knock him on his ass.
You don't usually see Jeff Gordon get like that.
And I've never seen this out of Jeff Gordon. Man, there was no talk.
It was funny because you could see everybody slow down by the jumbotrons. Everybody started checking up, almost rear-ending each other.
Every fan was watching it, pointing at, it's Gordon and Burton.
Just in the moment, heat of the battle. Let's settle this right now.
The fight part was awesome. That's for sure. I thought that was the coolest part of the whole race.
So I arrived at the infield care center. I don't know if I'd put them in the same ambulance.
Whoever made the decision to put Jeff Gordon and Jeff Burton, put them together in a closed boxed ambulance.
They should get a raise.
I wouldn't want to be in that ambulance. Actually, I would love to be a fly on that wall.
I just wish we had a camera in there. Perhaps the most puzzling back-to-back events we've seen in a NASCAR race in a long while.
I don't blame you for being mad. I'd have been mad too.
I don't blame you for being mad. I've been mad too.
Jeff Burton screwed up. Jeff Burton said he screwed up. He admitted it. What more can you ask?
I don't have a bit of problem with what he did. He was mad. He should have been mad. You know, it is what it is.
Robby Gordon is worried about a lap car.
Do this to me, I'm going to kill them.
Ambrose is stopped on the track.
Oh, we got a spin.
It's a tap from Wallace. Jimmy Johnson is in the wall. Oh, he can't do that.
Me, like Burton did that on purpose.
I can't believe anybody else would be that stupid.